Good evening. Welcome to the July meeting of the McDonough County Special Recreation Association Board of Commissioners. As always, our first item is approval of the agenda. May I hear a motion, please?
I move that we approve the agenda.
Second, please.
I second.
It's been moved and seconded that the agenda be approved as published. All in favor, please? Aye. Opposed? The agenda stands approved as published. The next item is the consideration of and action on the minutes from our previous meeting. This was on the 4th, in April 18th. People are wondering what about the gap. This meeting is held quarterly. So is there a motion on the minutes of the 18th of April?
I move that those be approved.
Is there a second?
I second that.
It has been moved and seconded. All in favor, please?
Aye.
Aye. And opposed is nay. The president's report will be your favorite kind of report, and we're going to bounce immediately to Director Lenz.
The summer's been really successful for the Special Rec Association. If you guys will remember from back in April, we had to withdraw our day camp program that we used to host because we had to rearrange our staffing when there was that original scare of the salary raise for salaried staff of $47,500. So we did withdraw our full-time day camp program, but we changed to a mini camp program. We had 8 to 10 participants. They met twice a week out at the Glenwood Stone Shelter. It was a very successful program. They've had a number of other successful programs working with Natalie Shelley in our ceramics department, among other opportunities that we provided for the young adults with disabilities in this community. So we are looking to start our bowling season for Special Olympics here pretty soon, and excited to get the fall schedule rolling here come mid-August. So that's about sums it up.
Are there questions for the director? Then let me ask the director what the rest of the summer looks like toward, let's say, our next quarterly meeting.
For the next quarterly meeting, you'll hear about our bowling and how that's been going. We always do cooking programs with WIU. We see a lot of programs in conjunction with whether that's Western dietetics or the Western athletes. I know we have a plan in the works for Leatherneck Connects, and we're also pursuing a new program with the founder of that, Victoria Capel, and looking at some new avenues for not only athletes to do something different, but also for our participants. So I don't want to steal her thunder. I won't tell you much more than that until it's all squared away, but some exciting things on the horizon for the SRA.
The reason I mentioned it is that these meetings are sometimes rather brief because we don't go into all the full budget details and
Sure.
discussions of other, and I don't want people out there to get the impression that nothing is happening.
Oh, yeah,
So-
no, we have a very active MCSRA Facebook page, so if people are interested in getting more information, our staff do a good job of putting programming and pictures of programming up there, so.
Thank you. Any other questions?
I'd like to know, Director, how was this program funded?
We are a cooperation between ourselves and the city of Macomb, so we raise what is called the handicap recreation tax, and it was a tax put in place by the state so that SRAs could be creative to help multiple municipalities combine their funding to provide more more opportunity. Well, it's just more
Synergy.
cost effective. So if you combine your resources, you have more to give.
Okay.
So, wow, that should not have taken that much time. But anyway,
Don't
yeah.
worry.
So we raise a tax in Macomb for it.
Okay, thank you.
There is one other element of that that is worth mentioning in that connection, because it's a good question. And that is that the handicap recreation tax is one of those that is exempt from PTEL limitations. And I think that was a good idea on the part of the legislature when they passed that, because by the nature of these kinds of programs, they can sometimes be a little bit more cost-intensive. So we escaped from some of that, and then by bringing the two together.
Very nice. Thank you.
Absolutely. Great question.
Other questions? Then I will happily entertain a motion to adjourn the Special Recreation Association meeting, and we will then swing directly into our,
I move to adjourn.
is there a second?
I second
All in favor, please?
Aye.
Opposed? Then the McDonough County Special Recreation Association Board of Commissioners meeting for July stands adjourned, and we will now immediately open the Macomb Park District Board of Commissioners meeting. And not surprisingly there, the first item on the agenda is approval of the agenda. And I will entertain a motion to do so.
I move to approve the minutes,
The agenda?
the agenda.
Thank you. Is there a second?
A second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, please?
Aye.
Opposed? Then the agenda stands approved. The next item is consideration of and action on the minutes from the June 27th meeting. Are there any substantive corrections to the minutes from 6/27? A motion?
I'd like to move that the minutes be approved. Minutes? of the
Is there a
meeting.
second?
I second.
Again, it has been moved and seconded to approve the minutes of the June 27th meeting as published. All in favor, please? Aye. Opposed? Then those minutes stand approved as published. That brings us to the bills and transfers and monthly financial statements.
Overall, the summary that I would like to give is that we're running pretty close to the budget of everything. Seems like there are lower revenues and expenses that are coming in from the pool and also Ball 4, but that's kind of to be expected this time. Some of the expenses to the pool won't be shown until next month's expenses, so we're not, there's not any significant expenses to add to that part of the process. Finally, basically, the police and the payroll budgets are overall are better than what we expected. Overall, for instance, the payroll would be over $37,000 better, so we are keeping those costs down and managing them well. So I thank Chris and Rachel for both, Director Lentz, keeping
same.
a good track of those. So I didn't see any large variances of any sorts.
Would you care to make a motion?
I would like to move that the bills and transfers financial statements be approved.
Is there a
Month of
second?
June.
I second that.
This being a financial matter, a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Hemingway,
Aye.
Commissioner Pettigrew,
Aye.
Commissioner Ham.
Aye.
Then the bills and transfers and monthly financial statements stand approved as published. We have no one signed up for the open public presentation to the commissioners, to the board, which moves us to the president's report. I will let you know that this Thursday I will be up in the Chicago area to take part in the Illinois Association of Park Districts, IAPD's program committee meeting. This is the group that does a lot of the educational sessions. It's one of the committees I'm on, being on the state board. And I just like to let you know what I'm up to with that, so that if there are reports of chaos and whatever, you can track those down.
Settings.
I'd also like to just pass along, sort of to the board, that had the opportunity to chat for a while with former Director Peterson, who sends along greetings and is clearly doing well and is enjoying his retirement, I think excessively, if that's possible. So with that note, unless there are any questions, I will pass it to the director.
All right, here we go. We are heading back into a busy season. August picks up quite extensively for us, but we do have a couple last-minute programs here in July. So our last Little Lunches program is happening July 20th. It is scheduled to be in Chandler Park, but we are scheduled to have quite the heat wave coming our way. So we reserved the community room downstairs here in City Hall just in case it is too hot for us to be outside. As always, we have great community sponsors who make it possible. Hy-Vee, Gelsosimo's, if I pronounced that right, and Refreshment Services Pepsi. So they provide the food and refreshments for the kiddos to get a free lunch on that day, and really make the program successful. We've seen upwards of 65 to 70 kids this year, which is our biggest numbers yet. So definitely a program that gets utilized and is appreciated. We have another Lakeview Nature Center workshop coming up on July 23rd. They will be working with mini terrariums. So that's only $5 a person to the public if they are interested in going out and being a part of one of Natalie Shelley's infamous programs out at Lakeview. We will also be wrapping up our hashtag Play on July, hashtag Unplug Macomb campaign. We've had a really great reception of the development and the campaign from not only local businesses, but also community members. We've had a good number of entries of people sending in pictures of them out in nature, out enjoying the downtown square concerts, or just having a picnic with their family. We've had pictures of people camping out at Argyle and Spring Lake. So we've had people who've sent us pictures of them on the beach, which is where, we don't put them in the drawing because they are already a winner. So kidding, we put them in the drawing. But anyway, it's been a great campaign. We've really appreciated everybody's participation. We have 2 more weeks to win. And then we will be doing a grand prize drawing at Randolph Street Rendezvous on August 3rd. So August 3rd, for those who have had confusion as to where Randolph Street Rendezvous is, it's in the Stone Shelter on Randolph Street. So, and Glenwood Park. So, August 3rd, 7 o'clock, Rockin' Papas is joining us for music. Our sponsor is Pepsi. There will be food, drink, and fun for the whole family. So, other programs that we are taking part in or hosting ourselves, another Lakeview Photo Walk on August 4th. We're doing another Nature's Narrative on August 3rd. We are participating in the Wesley Village Ice Cream Social on August 4th. We are doing a movie in the pool this coming August 4th as well. We're partnering with Hy-Vee, Refreshment Services, Pepsi, and Regional Media. We are going to watch Flipper. So it should be a good time for the entire family. Hy-Vee is going to bring out some food for people to enjoy. It's just $5 if you pre-order your ticket. Going to be a great time, beautiful weather for it. So the gates will open at 6. We'll probably start the movie around 8:30. We'll have music and games and all sorts of fun. So again, that's on August 4th. Other things coming up in August, National S'mores Day is August 10th, another free event out at Lakeview, free s'mores, can't go wrong. Irish Step Dance starting Mondays in August, another community favorite, our family workshops, which have been moved to our ceramic studio. They're no longer out at Lakeview as the nature workshops have replaced them out at Lakeview. But so another ceramics family workshop at the ceramic studio at our main office on August 13th. And then, although I'll get to mention this again at our next board meeting, Flatland Summer Jam is coming our way August 19th. We have a ton of great community partners. Again, Hy-Vee will be there serving up drinks and food, and our ever faithful Julie Hood from Squeeze to Please Lemonade will be there, and there's word of a tamale truck that will be there, so that should be fun. We have great kids' games and activities planned, bounce houses, face painting. It's going to be a busy day. So make sure to mark your calendars for August 19th for Veterans Park. Okay, last two things. Facilities. First of all, out at Ball 4, we've had some issues with security matters. People vandalizing our clubs and things. We've taken that matter into our hands, and we put out a live security camera out there, so now we can watch it from our phones. If we have an issue and we hear that there are people out there being disruptive, we can pull it up. It lets us move the camera, zoom in. We can snap a picture of the perpetrator's face, send it into the police, and take care of the issue that way if it were to persist. So hopefully that will alleviate some of the issue, people maybe even knowing about it, so that we don't have to take it to that next level. But we do, again, have a live security camera now out at Ball 4. So excited for not only our equipment to stay safe, but also our staff to be safe out there. And then the pool. We had a great Dollar Day last Friday, another successful event, again, with Hy-Vee and Pepsi. We've really been partnering a lot with them lately. Mostly Trent from Pepsi comes to us with great ideas, and we just smile and nod. So we had over 350 people come through our gate that day, which is the most that I believe we've seen in several years.
That's the highest in at least 10 years.
Yeah. Yeah, so we were extremely pleased with that number and for the amount of families that were served. Numbers otherwise are, on average, 40 to 50 people. And then at this point, now it's when the pool is open, so which I can hear some people saying at home as they're listening to this be broadcast. We did have to close the pool last week, and then it was closed again today. The filters in the pool are shot. They are no longer up to par for keeping the water clean for any substantial amount of time. Speaking with Kent Cox, who has just been a wonderful asset from the city for us this season, he made the hard and fast decision to drain the pool yet again. In talking with the mayor, the city has decided that will probably be a regular practice until we can get new filters in place. Filters were ordered back in June. Unfortunately, the manufacturer of the filters had a catastrophic experience, is how it was described to me. I don't know what that means, but the filters are not being made right now. So until that time where they get shipped to us, we will probably see the pool closed once every 5 to 6 days, and then the city will drain the pool and refill it, which they cover the cost of the water. So we shouldn't see that effect, but we will see probably some unfortunate feedback from social medias or consumers. So if you get stopped, and it seems to have been about 5 or 6 days since the last time you were stopped, the pool has probably closed for a day. But Kent has been great about doing a day's turnaround, draining the pool and refilling it.
Could I ask that when that happens, if you or Sharon could just send an email to us or text us or something so that we're aware of it?
Absolutely.
So what we're basically saying is that this is a continuation of the kind of equipment difficulties we've had over the last several years.
And just unfortunate luck. We made the proper steps to get the new filters, and wouldn't you know it, somebody else's factory broke down. So it just seems to be what we get with the pool. So
what we can say is we had supply chain difficulties.
yes,
And
absolutely.
clearly that's being addressed. And I will second your comment about Kent Cox and the hard work that he's done. And
Oh, yeah,
the
absolutely.
cooperation he's given with us is great. We appreciate it.
Rachel, I've got a question. This is kind of obvious, I think, but the filters are only available from one manufacturer.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you.
I think we use an older type of filter that isn't made very often anymore. So they only make it by order.
All right,
Yep.
thanks.
Other questions for the director?
We do have a movie in the park coming up also in July, is that correct?
August.
August?
Yeah,
not
we
July.
decided to skip July because of how hot it was last year. So last year, we did have the Star Wars movie in July, and we had about 95-degree temperatures until the sunset. So
Wow.
August 25th is our next movie in the park, and it's Fantastic Beasts.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
And given the temperatures for the next several days, it looks like that.
Not a
may
bad
fit.
choice, yeah.
Any other questions?
So the pool is up and running today? or
No,
tomorrow?
no, it was closed today. It will be open. We'll probably do another late opening around 1 or 1:30 tomorrow. We'll be able to tell the community better once I talk to Kent first thing in the morning.
We have water testing and everything else that has to be done.
And fill time, yeah.
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 Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, then. We move from the director's report to the committee reports. There are none. And we then move to item number 8. This is consideration of the appointment of members to fill a board vacancy with a closed session to discuss credentials. This is under 5 ILCS 120/2C3. Those numbers refer to the section in the Open Meetings Act that allows for exceptions. And that there will be discussion in that meeting, and we will return, and I do anticipate action upon our return. So what we need now is a motion to enter into closed session under that language. Again, consideration of the appointment of a member to fill a board vacancy with possible closed section, with closed session under 5 ILCS 120/2C3. Is there such a motion forthcoming?
I move that we move into closed session.
Is there
Second.
a second? On this, we take roll call votes.
Commissioner Pettigrew,
Aye.
Commissioner Ham,
Aye.
Commissioner Hemingway.
Aye. Then the board will move into closed session and return, I hope, fairly directly. And we will do this in the caucus room next door. We have returned. Under the OMA, we require a motion to return to open session. May I have a motion, please?
I move that we move to open session.
Is there a second?
I second.
It has been moved and seconded that we return to open session. Let's do this with a roll call vote.
Commissioner Ham,
Yes.
Commissioner Hemingway,
Yes.
Commissioner Pettigrew.
Yes.
Then it stands approved that we have returned to open session. We have received information and expressions of interest from 2 individuals in the community who wish to join the board as the commissioners, as we have 2 vacancies. Now, the appointments, if approved, are for 2 years, and then each of these seats would run for, each of the individuals in these seats would run for the remaining 2 years of the positions that are open. And we will take each of these in order. The first seat, and this would fill the position previously held by Commissioner Horrell, who chose not to run again. Mr. Curtis Bortel, have I pronounced that correctly? I probably should have asked. Who many people may know as the manager of the Hy-Vee, and also his work on other boards in the community. And we have reviewed this and are both pleased and happy that you've joined us. And what we require is a motion on the appointment, and then this would be a roll call vote. And then I think what we will do will be immediately administer the oath, and you get to sit up here for about 4 or 5 minutes, and we go from there. So may I have a motion on this?
I would like to move that we accept Curtis Bortel as a commissioner appointment.
Is there a second?
I second.
Madam Secretary?
Commissioner Hemingway,
Aye.
Commissioner Pettigrew,
Aye.
Commissioner Ham.
Yes.
3 votes to none opposed, and congratulations and welcome. If you would come up here, and for those of you that remember the last oath administration, we've actually
have
got
to-
this worked out this time,
You have to swear in first. Okay,
and you have the choice of oath or affirm.
so if you'll please repeat after me. I, state your name. Do solemnly swear to do my duty as a duly appointed commissioner of the Macomb Park District, to serve the citizens of the Macomb Park District and the state of Illinois to the best of my ability, in accordance with the constitutions of the United States, the state of Illinois, and the Macomb Park District. Congratulations.
John. This person, not mine.
Mhm.
Not mine.
Great.
They
Join us, please.
placed
Congratulations.
in that position to take the- Welcome to the board.
Now, we have a little technical issue with this next applicant. Mr. Philip Weiss, who is an employee of the Western Illinois University, and in their media productions unit. And one of the jobs that Phil has is actually doing the technical work on what you are seeing right now. So we cannot have him leave his pod immediately, but if his appointment is approved, then he will connect with Director Lenz in her role as secretary of the board, and the necessary formalities will be taken care of. Mr. Weiss is, as I said, an employee of Western Illinois University. He has a young and active family. Phil has worked and been supportive of the Park District in a number of ways. He has a master's degree from Western in Recreation, Park, and Tourism Administration. And in talking with us, has said that one of his motivations for this was to follow up on that. And I think some of the things that Phil would bring, not only his enthusiasm, but also his media savvy that we can work with. So we can entertain a motion to approve, and you are now voting on this. All right. So
I would like to move that candidate Phil Weiss be accepted as appointment to the board.
is there a second?
I second.
It's been moved and seconded, and we will take a roll call vote on this.
Commissioner Pettigrew,
Aye.
Commissioner Ham,
Aye.
Commissioner Bortel,
Aye.
Commissioner Hemingway.
Aye. So back there in your pod, Phil,
I'm sure he's doing a happy dance.
Yeah, there, the door is opened. Send a sign or signal. There he is. And I know this new technical world brings new problems all the time. So with that, we come to the end of the business agenda. Is there anything that anybody wants to bring up?
For future discussion?
Yes, either that needs to be addressed now or as a future agenda item.
Rachel, I'd like to ask, Pat Sauer and I had kind of expressed two things. The first one, he kind of had a desire to see public transportation be used to access Ball 4. And I wanted to find out if you might follow up on that. And then the other thing that I'd like for you to consider following up on is there's no place in Macomb for young people to play basketball. And so I wanted to find out what we can do to make that possible for young people and old.
And you're talking about indoor basketball, because the courts out at Ball 4, there's 6 of the
Yeah,
basketball courts.
we have
or
courts
3.
out at Ball 4, but the public transportation does pose a problem. And then there are courts out at the high school, and I don't know how close public transportation gets to the high school. Oh, is there a stop right there? So. And then indoor courts, we used to host open gyms, but we stopped doing that a couple of years back, just because our focus became very special events, and I think it got forgotten, so open gyms could be something we look into again.
There were also problems with that because there's such little indoor space available and the demand for it. And for example, at the Washington Street Gym, the school district has priority on that. And so it became very difficult to, and I don't want to make this sound like it's an oppositional kind of thing. It's just it's their claim, it's their building, so, but absolutely to look into it.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is there anything else that anybody would like to raise?
I just want to ask, Rachel, do we have proper signage out there for Ball 4 to make people aware that we are videotaping them? Do we need
Yeah.
such signage?
Yep,
Okay.
we have, because we've had cameras up in the past, just not the live streaming videos, so there is signage out there that says you are being watched.
Okay.
Bump, bump. No, it doesn't say
Thank
that
you.
part.
And judging by the noise outside,
Yeah,
we're about ready to take a vote on adjournment and go out into a downpour. Our timing, as usual, is impeccable. So if nobody else has any questions or concerns, then I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll motion to adjourn.
I'd second.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor, please?
Aye.
Opposed? We stand adjourned. Thank you all very much.